Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Michael and this is my indie publishing adventure. On today's episode we'll be talking about marketing. Now if you hadn't guessed from the subject matter, we're coming to the end of this journey now. We've done the editing, we've got the cover, we've done the reviews, we've done all the steps that we needed to kind of get us towards the end, and now we're just looking at kind of marketing the finished product and getting it out to the masses. So there'll be a couple more episodes from me and then we'll kind of wrap up this series. But on today's episode, when we say we're talking about marketing, we're looking at it through a very specific lens. It's marketing your brand, market your book before it comes out, just building that bit of hype around it before release and all the different ways that you can do that. So we'll do another video later down the line once I've published and I've started using Amazon ads and Facebook ads and stuff like that. And we can talk about that at another point, but on today's episode we're talking strictly that kind of pre-release marketing that you can do to just kind of get your name out there, get your book's name out there and just build that fanfare. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first one that I just really quickly want to get out the way is ARC reviews. It's an excellent marketing tool. Some people say it's one of the most important ones. It's just getting those reviews out there so people know when they go to buy your book that it's a good product. But I won't go into too much detail on it here because I've actually done a previous video on ARC reviews and I'll put the link in the description below so you can go and check out that video. One of the big ones, and what's probably going to seem really obvious, is social media. So building a following, building a fan base on social media where you can start pushing your book out there. It's not only that you're looking to try and connect with potential readers here, but you're also building a network of peers, colleagues, other people in the writing community and the reading community who can help do some marketing for you. It might just be as simple as liking or replying or retweeting your posts on X, but it's building that kind of foundation of followers that are going to help you push your book out there. Now there are a ton of options. There's X, there's TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, there's lots. Now, if you've already got a good following on some of these, if maybe you already had like a book talk account where you've reviewed books or something, then maybe you can kind of stretch your influence out there. But I would suggest that just to kind of really focus on one, devote a lot of time to one, and then once you've kind of got a good following on there, you can kind of stretch out and say, I also have a TikTok account, I also have an Instagram account, go follow me on there, and spread your influence that way. But I think trying to manage 4 or 5 social media accounts at once and trying to make sure that the content is really good on all of them is going to trip you up. So my advice would be to kind of focus on one, and then once you've got a really good solid foundation, then start thinking about stretching out and thinking about what content you can do elsewhere. So for me, my main focus was X. I'm part of a really good community on there. I kind of follow a lot of fantasy fans through the Wheel of Time, Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, that kind of fan bases, because I'm a huge fan of those things too. And then I've just kind of broadened that out. I've started speaking to fellow writers, people who are big on the indie scene and love reviewing and reading indie books. And I've kind of built my following that way to the point where I don't have a huge following, but I've got 800 followers. And of those 800 followers, I've got a really good kind of core friendship or kind of network where I can, they can push my books, I can push their books, that sort of thing. And it just really does help in terms of getting your book out there. Another idea is to think about getting a author website. So this can either be just a free blog website, which you can get for free on WordPress or Blogspot or other accounts. And you just kind of, home base for your books, for you as an author, where people can go, you can blog on there, you can put updates on the book, you can put links to your books through there, you can put reviews of other books. It's just about kind of building your brand, building a bit of traffic around your name, around your book, so that people can kind of come in and out, engage with you, and just see what you're up to, see where the book's going. And I think it also just adds a little bit extra professionalism. And this is where I would consider taking the extra step and buying a domain name and making it a bit more official. So, for instance, my website is michaelmaguireauthor.com, and it's just kind of makes that brand feel a bit more professional. I think it just kind of moves you away from that indie author tag into something that feels and looks a bit more professional. I've got no problem in being an indie author, but I think the whole idea here is that there's no way to kind of differentiate between what's indie author and what's traditional published. And part of that is around the quality of your marketing, the quality of the book itself, all these things. So just making sure that everything is top quality is a great way to build your brand, and having an author website is a brilliant way to do that. Another thing that I was going to go on and touch on, and having an author website is a good way of doing this, is building a mailing list. So just capturing potential readers' email addresses and just having them sign up to your mailing list, so then you can provide updates on new releases of when your book's coming out, updates on when the pre-release might be coming out, how the writing's going, all these things. And yeah, just making sure that you've got a really good mailing list. And as I say, you can do this via a website. You can get people to sign up via any website that you set up. And again, it's just an excellent way to kind of connect with large groups of people. A lot of people, if you kind of offering a good service, so again, whether it's a blog, whether it's reviews, it doesn't really matter what it is, but as long as you're kind of providing people with something that they're interested in, then they're almost always going to be happy just to share an email address and just get a monthly newsletter from you. A really simple and again probably obvious one is promotional material. Now, as an indie author, you might not want to fork out too much on this, because at the end of the day, I think your writing's going to be the thing that does the most talking in the long run. But just get them, again, as many eyes on possible, just to get those early readers, early reviews is a useful way, and doing some promotional material is a great way of doing that. So pre-release kind of posters is an excellent option. Some cover design artists will actually offer an additional charge, just like a small extra charge, and will do some promotional material for you for your book. And obviously having a professional designer do it, who knows your book cover, already has all the kind of information from designing the book cover, they'll do a good job of providing some good promotional material to go along with that. Something that's kind of becoming really popular at the moment is book trailers. I'm seeing this a lot on the indie book scene and in the traditional book scene, where it'll just be like a short 30-second video, and it just kind of promotes the book a little bit. Some of these look fantastic and really professional, some of them not so much, but it's an excellent way of just, again, getting more attention on your book. Simple, quick, easy, and yeah, a bit more like kind of interactive and engaging for someone to just kind of watch that short video, grab their attention, and then they go, oh, okay, and then they might go and buy your book. So we've talked about all these different options you have for marketing ahead of your book's release. We've talked about having social media accounts, we've talked about having websites, we've talked about getting reviews, we've talked about building networks, we've talked about promotional materials. But the last bit of advice I would get is, it's all great having these things, but one of the most important things is being consistent. It's all good having a social media account, but if you only post once a week, then you're not going to build a lot of traction, you're just going to not be on people's feeds, not going to get any eyes on your book. So posting regularly on your social media account, posting engaging things, not just, being quite mindless with it, but something that people are going to engage with, going to retweet, going to comment on, that sort of thing is really important. Same with other social media accounts. So for instance, I've got my YouTube account. I try and post a video every Friday. Probably a bit ambitious, because that just hasn't been the case, but I really aim to try and get videos out as often as possible as I've been going through the journey. I update my website on a regular basis. I blog every Wednesday, and we'll post kind of bonus content, whether it's chapter samples or recent reviews that I've received. I post that also onto my website all the time. And it's just, the more content that you've got out there and the more consistent you are with it, then the more engaged that people are going to be with you. They know that you're someone that they can kind of rely on for that for want of a better word, that entertainment value of that constantly engaging you with. So that would be the last kind of bit of advice I would have, is it's all great having all these different options, but if you're not consistent with it, if you're not making the effort to kind of get yourself out there, then all these things, just having them isn't going to be enough. So consistency is key. So that's everything I've got on marketing for you. I'll be sure to come back at a later date and do another marketing video on the kind of post-release marketing, so running ads on social media, and doing interviews, pushing the book once the book is out. I'll share all my experiences once I've been through them, and hopefully you'll find that video useful as well. In terms of this series, there's a couple of videos left that I'm really looking forward to doing. I'll do a bit of a lessons learned video where I'll share some reflections on how everything's been and the ups and downs I've had, and I'll also do a video on pricing and how much everything costs. I'm going to do a breakdown of all the different bits and pieces and how much it cost. But in the meantime, I hope you found this video useful. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the rest of the series if you're going through this journey and you may find it useful, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you.